At the ranch, Adam looks out the door as Nikki tells Victor the ambulance will be there soon. Victoria tells her father to keep his eyes open as he tries to go to sleep. His eyes roll up in his head as she says, "Look at Mom." Victor tells Nikki, "You're so beautiful." At Sharon's place, Maria looks out the window, frantic, and flashes to her argument with Tessa, which ended with her saying, "I can't believe you'd do this to me." Sharon urges Maria not to think the worst. Maria is trying, but Tessa and Aria have been gone all night. She's sure Ian has them. Sharon hopes Tessa's just blowing off some steam after their fight. Maria knows Tessa. She wouldn't take the baby without letting her know. She understands that her mother is trying to make her feel better, but they need to face reality. "That lunatic has taken my family." Sharon says if Ian's goal is to win her sympathy, he wouldn't harm Tessa or Aria. Maria says he has a hair-trigger temper, and she provoked him at society. He's probably given up hope of a relationship with her, and is just taking her family to hurt her in the worst way imaginable. Sharon reminds her that Tessa is smart and strong. Maria knows Ian is capable of hurting a child. She is living proof of that. He has no conscience and no soul, and Aria is just so little. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. Maria panics, thinking it's the police with bad news. Sharon opens the door, and Tessa is standing there with the baby. Maria rushes over and gasps, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," as she embraces her. At the ranch, Nick tells Ian to stay put. An ambulance is on the way. Ian knows he's hoping he'll die before it gets there. He urges him to use the gun and finish him. "You'd rather watch me die slowly and painfully." Nick says it wouldn't come close to the pain he's caused others, so it sounds pretty cool to him. At Sharon's place, Maria tells Aria she missed her so much. She worries they should take her to the hospital. Tessa thinks she's fine. Maria wants to call the police and update them. Tessa didn't realize how worried she was. Maria says she was just gone. "What would you have done?" Tessa admits she'd have done the same thing. Sharon asks what happened to her. Maria blurts, "Did Ian take you?" Tessa says no. Maria asks if she was really that angry with her. Tessa denies it. She shouldn't have asked her to forgive Ian. Maria's just glad they're home and safe. Tessa didn't want to stress her out. Sharon asks what happened last night. Tessa says whatever could go wrong did go wrong. She explains that after the argument in society, she felt terrible when she got home. Aria woke up and she couldn't soothe her, so she took her for a drive. Sharon asks, "In this weather?" She asks if the car broke down. Tessa didn't check to see if the car was charged, and it ran out of juice. She pulled over and her phone was dead. There she was on the side of the road with no way to contact Maria. It gave her time to realize what an idiot she'd been. "I'm so sorry." Maria pulls her into a hug. At the ranch, Adam asks Michael, "How should we handle this?" Michael says Victor will be OK as long as the family all sticks to the narrative that Ian got the security guard's gun and shot Victor. He then saved the day. "It's the truth," Michael marvels. "The man never ceases to amaze me." Nearby, Claire tells Victoria she's worried about Grandpa. Victoria says he's very tough. Claire wonders how people like Jordan and Ian get like that, having no qualms about killing other people. How does that happen? Victoria doesn't know. She's just glad there's enough of the other kind of people out there, like your grandpa. In the living room, Victor summons up the energy to taunt Ian and tell him that he'll rot in hell. Ian says, "Of that I have no doubt." He then passes out. Nikki urges Victor to hang on. At Sharon's place, she asks how Tessa got home. Tessa says it was too cold to walk, so she had to wait. Finally, Abby found them, of all people. She was driving by and recognized her car. She had left her phone at society, so she still had no way to call Maria. Suddenly, they hear sirens. Sharon stands up and says they're headed their way. Tessa learns Jordan is dead, and there's a lot she doesn't know. Sharon thinks the sirens are headed to the main house. Maria gawps. What else could happen tonight? At the ranch, Chance hopes there's a good explanation for all of this. Adam says right now they're concerned about his father. The paramedic says Victor will be OK, but needs surgery. Victor refuses to go on a gurney. As they walk him out, he passes Ian, who is strapped to a gurney with his eyes shut. Victor tells Michael he appreciates him sticking around. I'll never forget it. Nikki walks over to Ian and muses. Well, here we are, for the last time. Your reign of terror against me and my family is finally over. She flashes back to the first time he came back to Genoa City.